shit. Alrighty, goddammit. I lost this damn article a few days ago and I just found it. Go figure. I don't know how this came up, but it came up. And I tried looking at it on Reddit the other day, but I couldn't find it. So once again, I literally just found it. This is new updates. As it looks, I don't know, 7 months ago. 7 months ago. Yeah, I think 7 months ago was June, July, I guess. Somebody, I have to do this first real quick, sent me a comment on this. And this is kind of like what I said in one of my videos. And Brandon's brother Kyle read his story when he was interviewed, which is a super odd. Why would you need to read a report versus telling what actually happened? If you were there, no way in hell would I be reading a script if I was in Kyle's shoes. Makes 0 sense. Now, like I said, it sounded pretty funny to me when he did do his interviews. But, yeah. Ah, dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. But, just for the simple fact that, there's my ugly puss. I should have kept it the other way. But just for the fact that I was talking about stuff like this, how his brother was there, went home, took a shower, then he went to get gas, then he went there, and then he went here, and then he goes back to the scene. And now what is very odd and has caught my attention again on this story is the part where Brandon calls his brother on the phone as the police are there, talking about 5-0 or whatever he said. But let me read what this person had wrote. So it goes on to say, now like I say, people rag on me that say I don't know what I'm talking about. Blah, 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 blah. You're an idiot. You shouldn't even be researching this case. But when stuff comes like this, I want to give my thoughts, my theories, and like I say, want to document when someone has came up and said something about the case. It's not just me that has people that have different, possibilities, or they're going to sit there and say, everybody keeps saying that this methadone or meth or whatever the kid the guy is doing is making him hallucinate. Which I don't think is hallucinations. I think that Brandon here did get himself caught up in some shit. Now, whether it be him owing a drug dealer or a bad buy because he didn't pay, someone or some people were out to get this guy. But what really confuses me and brings up the question again is, why would he tell his brother to run in this article that we're going to get to in a minute? But this is from Crawl Space podcast, and they played a statement from Brandon's brother Kyle on the show, followed by an interview with him. Apparently Kyle just got out of prison on drug charge. And he reached out to communicate what he knows. Here are the major points so far with the new information in bold. Which, to me, alright, this guy's getting out of jail for drug charge. Brandon was kind of doing drugs, I'm not ragging on people. If they want to do and mess up their life that way, so be it. But If you're getting yourself caught up in that stuff and you don't pay the price, you don't pay the piper, you don't pay the dealer, you can most definitely end up your ass somewhere in another state, buried in a shallow grave. It's sad to say, but hey. And whatever this guy Brandon Lawson was doing, well, his fight with Lacetta, I'm assuming that's his wife, fiance, girlfriend, whatever, to have been about drugs, as Brandon was trying to get drugs earlier in the day, and he asked Kyle to get some for him, help him get some. I think the drugs he's referring to is meth, because later in the podcast he mentions that Brandon occasionally did meth, and he did it on the night of his disappearance. Brandon and Lacetta have a major argument, and he calls his brother at some point to tell him to make sure his girlfriend, I don't want to keep saying her name because that name's just messed up, doesn't touch any of his things. So this is, and what this person says in this article about him wanting to go to his father's, which is 2 hours away on a quarter of tank of gas, yeah, something's wrong here. So, he doesn't want her touching any of his things while he wasn't home. Kyle told him she hadn't touched anything. Now, this is what I don't get either. This Kyle brother is supposedly in another apartment. The last time I read something about this, I read that he was at his own apartment. His brother called to tell him to go over to check on her. Now he's telling her that he's not touching stuff, you know. It sounds like they're living together, for Christ's sakes. But, Brandon continue arguing. Brandon's brother Kyle returns home and showers, changes clothes. Yes, that I have read. But then Kyle gets a call from his mother to go back to Brandon into the house to calm Brandon down. So, all right, maybe the brother was there. Brandon got in a big argument. He's trying to calm him down. He leaves. Calls his brother, don't touch my stuff. I could have sworn that he was in another house when he was making these phone calls, but whatever. And Brandon enlists his house to calm Brandon down because he was flipping out. So, all right, if Brandon had already left, and he's calling his brother, hey, make sure she don't touch my stuff. Why is the mother calling saying he's flipping out? When Kyle gets there, the house Brandon is already gone. So this person just makes starts off with the story he's already left, but puts in that the mother's calling. He's going to the house, and he was supposedly already there, but see what I mean? How insane this friggin' story is now. Either this person's writing from the podcast is right. That means that podcast went and backtracked itself. So, in the beginning, it sounds like he's already there. Brandon left, calls his brother, don't tell her to touch my stuff. She ain't touch your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Then it gets some other calls. See how fucked this is already? And when Kyle gets there, the house, Brandon's already gone. So he asks the wife, girlfriend, what happened. Okay, Brandon was tripping and flipping out. Kyle then gets a call from Brandon. Tells Kyle that he got some Mexicans from the neighborhood to chase Brandon out of town. So all of a sudden now we got some Mexicans, like I say. Now if there's a big, huge Mexican drug dealing friggin', and this just happened not too long ago, mind you. Remember the entourage of people going to a wedding or something? They just got shut up by the cartels. The Mexican mob, we should call them. It's about to wonder if he came across these people too. Think of that. A family just got slaughtered. Kids just got slaughtered a frickin' few days ago about the cartels. Put this in your fuse box. Is right. Because all they were doing was driving to a wedding, and these people had thought they were another gang or somebody that might have owed drugs and shot the whole family, and this just recently happened. So let's flip back and think. Brandon could have been at the wrong place at the wrong time. So I am strongly now going on with this story that just happened on the news to say he had gotten in the wrong place at the wrong time. And you don't want to mess with these drug dealers, is right. You don't want to get caught up in the run. But when you're living out in Texas or New Mexico, anywhere out west, and that's where these motherfuckers goddamn go, and they claim their territory, and you're just one lonely soul, or you're just a family going to a wedding, think about it. The cartels, or whatever the hell they're called. You just got shot up, boy. Or he probably got chased because he was only one man. The family thought they were probably a gang. That's right. They're in our territory. Kill him now. Da-da-da-da-da. Right? Him, one man. Catch him. Kill him. So that's where I'm going with this now. But, as we go on, and there are two of them still chasing him, but a state trooper pulled over the third one. So there could have been 3 cars. 2 of them still chasing. One gets pulled over, right? That's what I'm saying. Now that this Mexican story has came up, and I'm getting back into this story, and only common sense to put 2 and 2 together. Brandon hangs up. Kyle, calls him back. Tell him that he ran out of gas, and that this is now is where he is at the bridge. He was trying to head out toward his father's house, but because he got chased, is right. He was probably doing high speeds, and when you do high speeds in a vehicle, you know damn well anybody should have to know the common sense. Your car burns gas faster. Telling his brother, hey, bring some gas cans. So he's got to stop back to get some gas cans. Kyle brings some gas cans. Lets him know he'll have to stop back at their house. So, you know, if this has happened before and the guy's got gas cans out the side of the house, well, hey. But why the brother don't have his own goddamn gas tanks is beyond me. Calls back several times but cannot be understood. Except for the call when he tells Kyle and Kyle's partner to hurry, and that he's bleeding. So I'm thinking about this time, this is where he gets out of the car and starts getting chased, because obviously whatever the Mexicans were caught up to him. Whatever, if the other 2 fled, the third one could have caught up after the state trooper got done with him. Who knows? But all I know is after that story on the news on TV, this is where I'm going with it. And so he could have been shot running out to the woods, is right. Getting out of his truck, the cars pull up. Who knows how many. They could have been on their phones, calling their boys. Yo, the man getting away. He saw that dog. Kill him. Could put yourself into his shoes. You have to put yourself into the cartel's shoes. Told them to meet him, Brandon's truck, and ask him where he is, but he claims he's right there. So this is where we get to the Kyle's, gets to the spot, told them to meet. They see Brandon's truck and ask him where he is, but he claims he's right there. Now this is something that, to me, call me crazy, but seems to be a little paranormal. Brandon can be already friggin' dead. And there's been things known that people from the dead call you from a phone. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There it is, one time. And, he could be dead calling, hey, I'm over here, can't you see me? His spirit could be already friggin' lingering. Still lingering. And make that call. And he was going up and calling him and calling him. That means the spirit is there. And them Mexicans took the body. That's what I think. Call me crazy, but that's what I'm going with. Because them drug lords are all out in the West. And vehicle approaches Brandon, says to him, Kyle, one time, run. So when your spirit is freaking out, and I'm for sure that this Brandon, if he is surely dead at this point and his spirit's tweaking, and you know, it's the only thing I can explain, because his brother can't see him, and his brother stayed there for a long time, it says, calling and calling and calling. Where are you? But by this point, you know, he's hung up on the phone. And that phone is probably just disconnected now, and whatever energy is lost. And they say, you know, even, I just thought of this the other day, my uncle told me about my aunt coming to visit. She had recently passed away last year or so. And he said she came to him in a dream and she looks beautiful. Oh man, he was telling me the story. Because he believes in the ghost now and he watches my stuff, I guess. And I said, hey, that's right. When you pass on and whatever sickness, your soul gets out of that body, and that body was holding that soul. Think of it. The soul is clean now and cleansed. Any sickness, any disease, anything that you die and you come out of that as a spirit, it's all clean now. And this probably went right to Brandon's head. I'm thinking that he could have been the soul there, the soul. And of course he's back to his, you know, he's back, hey, one time, run, run. But Kyle tells him that he's done nothing wrong and that he's not going to run. Brandon says to him, where's your pride, motherfucker? And then he hangs up on Kyle. So I don't know about that. That soul is probably just distraught. He thinks just because he's doing these drugs that the soul there is, I'm thinking, hey, you bastard. And right. And he approaches the officer, asking him if he can search down the road. Brandon, because he keeps losing signal, he can't find him. The officer says it's okay, but tells him he's not in the direction Kyle is going, because the cop just came from there and didn't see him. Man. It is at this point Kyle learns that Brandon called 911 at the time that he called Kyle and asked for gas. So that's right. Where's your pride calling, which Brandon tells Kyle to run. Kyle states that he does not know why Brandon would tell us, saying considering Brandon himself called the cops. But if he was sick with drugs and meth, like I said, you're sick, you come out of that sickness. Your soul don't get that stuff in there. And I mean, it's only true. Your soul comes out cleaned and cleansed. Like my aunt. My uncle said he saw her and she was back to normal the way he met her. The way he met her. And he was like, oh, she was beautiful. I was like, wow, man. He saw her back when she was in her prime. And that's what I'm thinking happened here. So, I mean, Kyle states that he does not know why Brandon would say that, considering Brandon himself called the cops. After searching up and down the road, Kyle's son was hungry because he did bring his kid for some damn reason. So Kyle goes to the bank, withdraws some money, gets some food, fills up the gas can, picks up a friend to help look for Brandon, and they return to Brandon's truck, fill it up with gas. Kyle yells out, there's no cops anymore. You filled your car, guys. You can come out now. They go up and down the road yelling for him, but they cannot find him. And so they exactly go back home. Eventually go back home. So, I mean, I ain't gonna read the rest of this. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where this came up. This came up just one day. And it freaked me out in a way. But, because when I went on the friggin', damn website to find it, I couldn't even find this. But, just this here makes me think that, yeah, Brandon got killed. His soul was left behind. The body was taken. Sad to say. And that's when that thing was still... He probably died on his fucking phone. You know what I'm saying? And took his last breath. When the cop says he ain't even down there, don't you think the cop would have stopped and said, "Hey, you, stop, come here. What's going on? You called us, right?" Nowhere to be found. But it's like, wow. The only thing I can say is after reading, like, I'll say it again, after hearing on the news with them cartels or whatever the hell you call them, drug runners, shooting up an innocent family for the mistaken identity of probably another drug mob, someone that owed money. What do you think happened here? I'm for damn sure Brandon saw the Mexicans. He got chased. He was killed. You heard the gunshots in the video. I did a video on that. It's all out there. Body missing. Didn't end up in no friggin' river. Them bastards took him. So... And it says here that Brandon has OD'd before. So I mean, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And where he was all ramped up already, he probably said the wrong things at the wrong time. If anything. They probably did say, "Who the fuck are you?" And he's like, "Fuck you, who are you?" You know, he could have said or done anything. Because when you're in that state of mind and you're in a bitter rage and you say the wrong thing, right, to someone like this, sad to say, man, your life can end in a matter of a snap of a finger. So, I mean, that's where I'm going on this. This is the only reason and the only thing that I can think of why he was heard and not seen. And why his body has never been found. Think about it. Until that next video, be safe, take care, and always beware of your surroundings. Especially when you're living out west, people. They're out there. That poor family got shot up for no reason. Sick. And that's where I end this with Brandon. I believe he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Got chased down by the cartels, and now gotta figure out where the body is. I'd love to get to this spot though and see if I can talk to his spirit, because I guarantee it's out there, and I guarantee he might give some more info, but that'll be a long time before I get out there. That's a long haul travel, but beware. Out.